design lead on the Run team.
All right, so this is
Shout out
Marathon.
to Run
I don't
team,
know.
everyone that's out
It's
there right now.
it's a game. I know that it's a
A lot of
shooter
fans
from
out
the dude
there.
that made Destiny 2. So
So the Run
just
team
checking it
is
out, see what it
consisting
is.
of, we make the maps, so the
They have
zones
a
that you're going
big
into,
thing.
we make the
It's pretty big.
activities.
It's
So
like
we
what,
take some of the
3K
cool
people
stuff
streaming
that
this. So
Anders' team,
let's see what it's
we
about.
remix it, we add the UESC in, we make them real difficult on purpose. And then we also have
Got my water
the
here.
contracts team.
I'm good
which
for about
are
an
the
hour.
factions,
2
the
bottles.
corporations that players are sort of doing deals with because they're mercenaries, and so and that gets a little bit down into sort of the missions and everything, and so that's the stuff I hopefully make everyone proud with.
Well, we'll get into that here very shortly.
just
But
wanna
no,
see the
thank you all
stuff.
for starting us all for being here.
Well, oh yeah, it's
Before we get
also,
started,
I'm
this
pretty
real
sure it's
quick
like
reminder:
extraction shooter
do yourself a favor. Make sure you've got your
slash
Bungie and your Twitch
Battle
account linked. Make sure
Royale
you
is
don't
what I've
miss
been
out on the
told.
Twitch drop that's
That's
going
what
on
I've
right
heard.
now. And if you also go ahead and subscribe to any channel in the Marathon directory, you can get a special little cat badge next to your name to go ahead and show everyone that you were here today. So go out there, find a streamer you haven't found before, and make sure and drop a sub out there and share the love. And
Do I care?
also, if you have dropped your sub here on Marathon the Game, worry not, that money all goes to the Bungie Foundation. So thank you for helping us help them do some good out there. And now we have a big show again lined up. We've got some gameplay on the way coming up very shortly. We had a chance to go ahead and work with some creators and press very recently, and we're going to show you what they thought of the game. And of course, again, I'll repeat myself, but we've got something really great for you at the end of the show. So make sure and stick around. But again, the purpose of today is to show off some gameplay. Mr. Joe Ziegler, I'd love to hand the mic to you for this next part.
Yeah, so before we get started, obviously there's a lot to talk about today. We have a little bit of a taste to show you
into
about
the
what our game is about,
mustache,
just to
into
kick
like
us
the
off,
little like.
so we can put some images
Oh
to
no,
what we've
okay,
been
no.
talking about
It's just
here.
the
So
shadowing.
let's take a look.
But he had like some mutton chops on the side. I think it's like slight, like very slight, like how my stuff is very slight. It's like what's that one group? What was it called? Was it Circle? It wasn't Circle. It was I can't think of what it's called, but it was like a extraction game that looks just like this. I want to say it was called Circle or something like that. It was like really like gamey or like cartoony. This isn't gameplay, bro. This is like a cinematic, so.
Death.
There's a down mechanic.
The end of all things.
Why does this game sound so
The
dark?
dream is not over. My dream. Yours. Now. Run.
No, in fact, it was actually like hella dark. But like it looks fine. I haven't seen anything that's just crazy. I'm not gonna be like one of those people that are like, oh my gosh, they have shotguns? You can loot things? Holy cow, is that a fucking shield gun? I've never seen that. It's not like that's just what Gibraltar has. That was kind of clean. That was kind of clean. Escape will make me rich. Elite? Oh, everything. Makes you everything, man. It'd be cool if it was like actually that cinematic. Like you have your tank in the front with the shield, everyone's backing up slowly back. Damn. Yeah. That's just coming out. Why am I watching this? If it's coming out in September, I thought it was coming out like today or tomorrow.
First things first.
What the
you
fuck?
saw
September
it correctly.
23rd.
Marathon will be releasing just later this year on September 23rd. So you'll be able to ship out to Tau City very shortly. And in addition to that, coming just later this month on April 23rd, we're going to be running a closed alpha test that you can be a part of. Now, as a quick heads up, this is going to be focused on North America, 18 plus only. So there's going to be a big chance to play up front, but don't worry, there's going to be other opportunities to play later.
Alpha, so
to make sure you're caught up with all the details and you're ready to go, do yourself a favor, head over to our Discord at discord.gg/marathonthegame. And of course, if you're here in Twitch chat with us today, then you've already done yourself a big favor. Members of our community and moderation teams are going to be going out and looking for folks to drop codes to as well to make sure that you can get priority access when the alpha kicks off. So go ahead and keep an eye out on your inbox. There's no exclamation point drops or anything you need to do, though I'm sure folks will do it anyway. But worry not, you've gone ahead and done yourself a favor by being here today. But let's get into it. What did we just see?
A lot of death, you know, is first what we all saw. But honestly, you saw a first glimpse of some of what's going on in Marathon, you know, our extraction shooter that we're creating over here. And it's got a little bit of everything. It's got some runners in there. It's got some weapons in there. It's got some crazy
Would be
stuff
nice to get like
happening.
an early
Yeah, a little taste
key.
of the weapons in there. You saw some alternate weapon actions. The flip scope is
I
in
forgot,
there.
I don't
So
have Discord.
weapons are
Yeah,
going to do
anymore.
more than just
That
shoot,
reset my
obviously. It's
PC.
a Bungie game. We got to like really push things. Yeah, a lot of runner abilities
Get
are
on
in
my
there as
phone.
well. The UESC, obviously a little taste
I'm
of the
recording
UESC
on
and
my
what
phone.
they're
Fuck
capable
this,
of.
man. This is so packed
Yeah,
up.
a lot of awesome stuff.
And some fun world interactions too. Like there's that sequence
just-
where
oh.
the shutters go down and then everything goes wrong
my
for the
laptop.
team that's in that room. But that's it's pretty cool to see those things.
Yeah, everything goes wrong in the Andy Salisbury story. Mr. Ziegler, so why are we making Marathon? Why is Bungie going into the extraction shooter space?
I mean, extraction shooters like are something that are a passion of all of ours. Like, we really like the idea of like bringing this experience that we've all enjoyed, which is this kind of intense survival-based experience where you are frequently unsure of what's going to happen next, but you're on that adventurous ride of it. You know, it's like, we talk about it sort of like it's a horror story that's kind of unfolding before you. And testing yourself to see if you can survive it. And we really wanted to take that and sort of, I don't know, bring a lot more people into it. When you love something, you really kind of want to just, attract others to it, and so you can have a bigger party with it. And so,
yeah.
we've been doing a lot of work to make that happen.
Yeah.
you know?
No, it shows. And Lars, obviously, Bungie's got a long history of shooters, but this is a new type altogether for us to dive into. From your side, what's it been like designing for all of this?
It's been fantastic. So when I started at Bungie, it was on the multiplayer team. And I am a competitive person in my nature. I really enjoy PvP. And so having to take that in the Marathon game and think about every single angle of every design, knowing that there will be other human beings in, around, and on the other side of it has just been fascinating and really exhilarating for myself personally, and I also know for the team.
Get to the good stuff. No one
Really
cares
exciting
about
to
you.
see. And
Let's be real.
obviously, you mentioned we saw a lot. We saw some
care why
runners.
you made the
Mr. Witz, can you do me a favor and help introduce these 4 runners that are going to be available when the closed alpha test begins?
Yeah, for sure. We'll have 6 runners at launch, but we're focusing on the core 4 here they're going to be in the alpha. So going left to right, we have Locust. Locust is our soldier kind of fantasy, our soldier kit, all about push forward gameplay, right? The first one in, trying to get as many picks as possible, right? Against either the UESC or other players.
Your entry
Next we
flagger.
have Blackbird. It's very reconnaissance-based kit. All about like figuring out where players and enemies are in general and punishing
info.
poor positioning. Glitch is like our agile disruptor kind of kit, all about pushing forward, disrupting
runner.
enemy teams and what they're doing and getting out and kind of
Burst
having that
Punisher,
kind of
if you
cycle. Void is our stealth boy, our sneaky boy, all about throwing down smokes, going a full active camo cloak into the darkness, getting some reses, and then taking some people by surprise. So yeah, this is our core 4 right now for
That's
Alpha.
good for it.
A lot
That's
of
good
different
for
places
it.
to choose from out of the gate. And
I
even
guess
furthermore,
Focus is probably
Joe
more like a
Cross,
tank then,
also, if
not
anyone's
really
not
a
following Joe
fragger.
Cross on Twitter, do yourself a
Seems
favor.
like-
do
seems
so.
like
But
it's
you've
just more the
been
fragger.
sharing some art with these runners pretty recently out there on Twitter with everyone.
Just in terms of play style.
Before the show, we were talking a little bit, and I've heard this come up a lot, but you guys have been working off of this concept of graphic realism. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is and what that means for the design here?
Yeah, it's one of our ingredients that we've sort of conjured up to help us define the visual world. For these runners, the first thing we wanted to make sure was their visual fantasy reflected the gameplay fantasy.
So what is graphic realism?
And then we sort of have our unique recipe of influences and inspirations for the reimagining of this world. And one of those sort of constraints we've created is this idea of graphic realism, where we kind of reduce the amount of geometry, we limit our materials, we use a lot of graphic design and color, and we sort of use it as a tool to onboard artists who are working on the project. And then it doesn't hurt to have a world-class concept team cranking this stuff out. That's sort of the origin of a lot of these designs.
Yeah. And obviously the world of Marathon has so much legacy to it as well. As a kid who grew up playing it, I know it well myself. But what's it been like stepping into this world?
It's amazing. For art geeks out there, the sort of the father of the Marathon visual world in a lot of ways is this guy Craig Mullins, who you see art represented on the left. Started out as a fan, then got incorporated into the IP officially by Bungie, and so his legacy looms super large. And we've always tried to, pay attention, pay homage, make sure we're doing justice. And you can see here in the center, this is kind of a proto runner we developed early in the process to make sure that, our sort of approach to graphic realism and style lined up and sort of represented that. And then on the right here, sort of an evolution into one of our actual runners here, Blackbird, with a similar fantasy. and composition. So I think it's working out well,
It's interesting,
and I think we're doing something new, but also sort of looking back.
It's like a
Actually,
3-panel
kind of
study on
interesting.
how to hold the spine, right? Is what you're looking at.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah.
Is it a spine?
I don't know. It could be.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, that said,
else would it?
if anyone out there in Twitch chat as well has any questions, go ahead and drop them in. We're going to try and answer as many as we can. We're going to be showing, again, a lot of stuff today. So if you've got anything that comes to mind, please feel free to throw it in there. Folks on the community team are going to be keeping an eye out. But we've obviously got a chance to go ahead and dive a little deeper. We've done some telling. Let's go ahead and do some more showing by taking a bit of a deeper dive into some more Marathon gameplay.
Let's do it.
Please stop the cinematics, dog. Just show me what the actual game is. Actual gameplay. Not this idealized version. When they said like reduce the geometry, there was like reduce the geometry. And who's running? Who's walking?
Marathon is a team-based extraction shooter set around the mysterious and cutthroat world of Tau Ceti 4. You
That is cutthroat.
are a runner, a cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human form for a biosynthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat. Here you'll fight in a crew of up to 3 players across a variety of zones and points of interest. You'll face rival runners in zones of up to 18 players, countless
18?
security forces, and otherworldly threats. To scavenge the remains of a lost colony for glory and fortune.
Honestly,
The environments of Tau Ceti 4
I feel like-
are filled with weapons, materials, and equipment you can scavenge throughout
this
the
is
map.
obvious stuff. Like, people know what a extraction
Before
shooter
deploying,
is.
you'll
and what it's
strategically
for.
build your loadout and
I
select
guess
a
like
runner
for like a
to
trailer,
ensure you're
good,
equipped
not
for the
really
run
for
ahead.
people that are actually here.
Your objective is simple. Get in, gather as much loot as you can,
But once again,
and make it out alive.
this is just a cinematic,
Die,
more or less.
and all your gear will be up for grabs. Survive, and your loot can be taken into future runs as you grow in power and fill your vault.
I wonder what the
Death
movement is like in
is
this game.
inevitable, but it's never the end. Think quickly on your feet and outplay your opponent, and in your next run, you and your teammates will be the ones coming out on top.
Can you
And
only
even
walk
if
in
you're
this game?
down on
I've
your
not seen
luck,
any running.
factions can sponsor you with a fresh loadout,
Oh,
so
there
you
it
can
is.
get right back into the fight. Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront. Dynamic and tactile gunplay, runners with unique playstyles, and customizable builds create
I thought he was gonna like punch him off the building. That actually would have been hard.
Whether you're on a zero-to-hero run or high-rolling with powerful gear, you'll need to use your best
I wonder what the
judgment
time to kill
when you
is.
decide which fights to pick
I think that's
and
like
how.
more like
Because no matter how
Stuff
geared
that you
you
need.
are, players with skill and strategy will always have the edge.
damn.
Marathon
I
is
don't know,
designed
that's
to be
just so,
played in
like,
crews,
hard.
with contextual pings,
I imagine
shared
they
objectives,
monetize
and
that
down but
and
not
give you
out
different
to
types of
streamline
finishers.
playing with your friends. Death is not the end. And if you're the last one standing, you can overcome the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot.
I thought you were gonna revive them by like jagging
If you
jet
believe
jet
your
thing
skills
into
alone
them.
are enough to conquer any challenge, we give you the freedom to opt out of crew fill to take all the glory for yourself as a solo runner. No 2 runs in
Hmm. That's cool.
Marathon ever play out the same. With dynamic events, variable weather, and unpredictable
Every game says that,
players,
but every game
you'll
end up
have to
playing
adapt
out
on the
mostly
fly
the
if
same.
you want to survive. Each run has a time limit, and anything can happen while you're chasing your objective. Looking to unlock upgrades or increase your faction reputation? Slip into the shadows as Void and Ghost.
That's gonna be looking kind of hard, like just seeing
Search
like
the map for rare materials
water
and
move, and
profit
you're like,
opportunities without being
let
discovered.
me just get a sniper round
Want
on
to push
that.
enemy
Just
teams
you know,
and
just
steal
make sure.
their loot? Bring in Glitch with agility implants and your strongest weapons to disrupt rival crews. Running support for your friends.
There's a
Grab
combat
extra
slide.
equipment, shield charges, and a specialized backpack
A medic,
to be
that's
the
my
lifeline
boy.
they need. You're always free to experiment with team compositions, and the only limit to how you want to play your runner is your loot and imagination. Endgame challenges, ranked play, discovering secrets, seasonal storytelling, community events, and more. All
storytelling.
await
How
you
many
in
games do
season
that
1,
anymore? I think, like,
where you and your
Fortnite,
friends will
like, really
start to
popularized
unravel
doing
the
that.
mysteries of Tau Ceti 4.
Like, I think Apex does it, or
Remember,
did it at least. I don't know if it's
you're
going to do
only
it.
ever one run away from
I think
your
another
next
game
big
that does it.
score.
We just watched the trailer, dude. But, you know, it actually wasn't
Alright.
that bad. Has some actually flavor bits.
Decent amount of gameplay. All right. Let's get into breaking this
Yeah,
down.
some flavor bits.
So, I think for starters, again, as we touched on before the break, Bungie has such a rich history with Marathon. Joe Cross, from your standpoint, facilitating this gameplay with your art style. Again, what was it like kind of approaching this from your perspective? What were you looking to do?
Build on a legacy. The narrative of Marathon is incredibly rich and like inspirational, easy sort of inspiration for art. I also love just sort of having the keys to this
Maybe they just
car
focused on pride?
from this era. Working on a game from this era, I love older games. I love the way the games look from the PS1, PS2 era. So there was a lot for us, and like I said, paying homage to some of the great sort of iconic artists.
So maybe you were trying to get into the
time.
server that
Yeah, and also we had
Literally
some
crafting.
keen-eared folks in chat. I think it's Zoe Wolffinder asked
That
if
is
this is Ben
actually
Starr.
hilarious.
Yep, Ben Starr was the
We
narrator.
couldn't get
of that.
into
He's
any other
excellent on
server.
here.
Great voice,
but,
right?
Yeah, wonderful, yeah.
that's pretty
He's
funny.
almost an Andrew Witz, but he does his best. But all right, I'm gonna put you on the spot with a tough one, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Who's your favorite runner?
Ooh, controversial question. I play a variety of them, but I will say probably the one I end up playing the most is Blackbird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. Any Blackbird mains out there?
Yeah, he looks like a blackbird. He looks like a blackbird.
I like playing Blackbird because it's a great crew runner. Like it's in terms of being able to provide a lot of information, provide a lot of support. It's also a great runner that's kind of helps to
boy.
counter a lot of strategies that can occur, especially ambush strategies that happen. Also to catch Void out of position if Void's trying to hide. So yeah, there's a lot of versatility to how you can play it.
Wow,
I think you and I share the same main.
can't
I
say
got to
what I
ask as
want to
well.
say.
Who's your go-to runner?
Oh, I split my
Cannot
time
say what I
between
want to say.
Locust. I'm a very push-forward kind of player, as Joe reminds me all the time, because I'm pushing too much.
First, I'm
too
gonna
often.
say, oh yeah, I play all these different
Go
runners.
fast forward, that's right.
It's also
And
convenient that
so,
there's four of them on the
yeah,
panel.
that push forward gameplay that Locust kind of has, right? Being like the first to try and get a pick,
Yes, you kinda
seeing
look
somebody
like
out of
Locust.
position,
Big
going for
guy.
that pick. Also, I like to play Glitch a lot too. Again, like I really love that
Okay, now
disruption
it's another
playstyle.
one.
I love just finding.
I thought they were gonna, like, say, like,
a
oh, yeah, I
bunch of
want
enemy
this guy,
crew
I want this guy, I
trying
want this
to, trying to exfil, trying to extract, and then like taking like the arm cannon and just knocking them out of like the zone, and now they're trapped with me and hopefully my teammates. Joe.
I'm scanning. I'm looking for enemies. It's good, yeah.
To that same end, actually, as you guys kind of discuss the runners, Destas in chat asks, what's the pacing targets to the gameplay? Are there any movement or traversal mechanics?
There are a lot of movement and traversal mechanics inside of the game, but it varies. Your effectiveness varies per runner. Yeah.
Yeah, like everything in like we're making like a survival sandbox, which means everything kind of has to have a cost, right? And so like going, if you want to go fast, like Locust has like a super sprint, so to speak. Like they have leg jets that kind of come on to help you sprint even faster.
I thought it was gonna be like a shoulder
causes
charge.
heat. So basically, it's almost like a stamina system, but we call it heat because we're these awesome mercenary cyborgs, right? Where like the body overheats, and so this character has like some mobility, but you overheat quite a bit. So that's kind of the cost that's there, and so that's what pushes us into like finding implants that maybe like expand like how much like your heat meter,
heat sink.
and also give you more agility, so you can even go even faster, right? So yeah, there's a lot of cost in the game in terms of when we place a mobility thing in there, we really want to make sure. It's like, how does this affect the pace, and how does this affect the overall survival sandbox?
And to be fair, we're still looking at the alpha builds. We got to balance a lot of stuff because some stuff is kind of
Perfect.
sketchy. Yeah.
It's there's a lot to learn. That's why we're doing this, right?
Yeah, I mean, and actually, while we're talking about kind of those finer details,
Yeah, I have a
which I'd love
feeling
to
that
still kind of
there's,
bug you a little bit,
something very
Marathon
broken.
build crafting is a big deal. What does that mean in the world that you guys are building?
Yeah, and so like the runners are essentially like a base, right? And so each runner has they have a bunch of implants that you can kind of find that do kind of wild things, and like as they go up in rarity, right? There's a lot of stats, so you can increase your resistance to certain things. So like Tox is one, so you can essentially be poisoned, right, as our Tox, and so you can build up resistances to that. You can increase your agility. There's shields, obviously, to make you a bit more durable. We have cores. Cores are really cool. They basically give you like extra passives. And at the base rarity, like they have these kind of passives that you kind of play around. At the highest rarity, they are specific to the runner kit that you have, the runner you're playing. And what they do is they really augment your abilities wildly, right? So you can, you're doing one thing, and then you get like a core specifically for glitch, and now you're like, oh, my double jump is a triple jump? Like that's how much we want to kind of push
double
that,
jump.
so that
That's
gear
cool.
really matters. And so builds are like completely the implants, the cores, weapons, weapon attachments. Weapons have like a pretty cool progression too. We have gold mobs,
feels
which
like
kind of like the
Hyperscape.
highest end
I think
of the
Hyperscape
attachment
had, like,
pool.
some of
They're
the
essentially
best-
like exotics in our game,
had the best
right? What
weapon
is the
upgrading
exotic
system.
version of this
So
Magnum
like,
that
they're like,
can
oh,
do
this
some
feels
wild
bad
stuff?
like, in battle royales when you like
So yeah,
find the
like,
same
really, it's
weapon
the entire
that you just
package
found.
together is what the build
Like one thing,
experience is.
Hyperscape had really high
Exciting.
like
Actually,
up
to that same
times,
end, we
like
got a
you're
question in
always
chat as
fighting,
well from I think
which to
Firex
me
is
is
how you
like
pronounce it. How
kind
many
of the
players are
downside
gonna
of a
be
battle
in each
royale
map?
because like the map
varies
is just
per map.
so big
Yeah,
in a lot of
varies
battle
per
royals
map.
that you just don't
The
fight all the
footage
time.
that people have seen
Okay,
a lot of
Hyperscape needs to come back,
Dire
That was such a good game.
We support up to 18
Probably my
players.
favorite battle royale that ever released.
Okay, all right, so going to be room for a lot of play styles. To that same end, I know we talked a little bit about Void earlier as well. Lars, can you walk us through maybe just your play style when you're approaching any of these runs?
Sure, yeah.
Let's go ahead and sell out the best
I
strategy.
have to give away my secrets.
probably a Void
so
player.
Void is really fun for me because
I guess that.
it leans into this part of my personality that is like very devious. And so,
Hey, yo, what you mean
if you
devious?
go on
What you-
a
what you trying
run
to
with
get
me,
up
I'll
to?
be like, hey, any claymores you see, let me know. And I'm putting those in my backpack, and I'm doing crazy things like, okay, so Void has a prime ability that sends out, I think you saw it in the video, it sends like a wall of smoke that sort of like your home base when you do that. It's a portable. Because when you go in that, you become invisible. You get automatic active camo. So I'll do things like set that up to make people believe I'm doing one thing and then do another. So a lot of subversive things. I'll go in there and I'll claymore the inside, right?
Crazy
Someone comes
work.
in after me, they're gonna have a very bad time. But I also do things like I'll go to a place in the zone where there's high tier loot and I'll claymore it up and then close all the doors and leave and be like, I wonder if anyone's gonna show up. And then sure enough, maybe 5 minutes later I see the shield crack in the HUD and I'm like, yes, I can go back and see what's going on. So yeah, that's how I like to play.
Yeah, how about you, Joe Cross? What's your go-to?
Well,
Okay, so now we know there's
you know
shields.
me, I'd
and
rather
health.
look good and lose. So
I feel like almost every battle royales have shields now.
I generally pick the runner with the coolest helmet, and in this lineup, I think that's clearly Blackbird. As far as my play style, I'm typically just a decoy. So
It's like, Joe, go over there.
yeah,
Go over
exactly. I am
Look
the
really
worst.
great.
Yeah, exactly. Just stand in the open
Yeah.
for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the end of my run story.
That's pretty good.
Fair. Well, we
playstyle.
want to thank you all for your collective sacrifice. We appreciate it. So actually, to that same end, obviously we do a lot of play testing here
I like that
internally. Wits, I know you mentioned you've
Nice
got a
rug.
folder of some of your best plays, but what are some of your most memorable runs so far?
Some of my memorable runs are really when I think I'm going to be doing one thing, right? Like, okay, I'm going to do a contract. I'm going to be going here. I got to go into this room. I got to interact with this device. And I think it's like I'm safe. Like I'm kind of doing like a routine thing. I can get in and get out if I'm like smart about it and really kind of listen for what's going on. Like there's no UESC around. There's no players around. And oftentimes there's another player. Like the best moments is there's another crew that are going for the exact same thing. And there's this moment of like you're about to turn the key to get into a locked room, and then the other team is right there, and you're like, oh crap! Like, and then you're like, this is all-out war in like a hallway that seems to be like a regular hallway, but now it's just like it just gets crazy. And so I think those are the
I'm just a
peaks that happen where
destructibility in the game.
there's these tense moments where you're trying to do something that lead to these very quick crescendos where these mercenaries kind of going crazy, and like all these players are jumping in.
You make it sound like you're playing so carefully, but you're not.
Listen, the tactics are happening fast.
Yeah,
up
yeah,
here,
okay,
okay?
okay.
They're
It's
going,
just processing
they're
power is
going,
what it
like,
is,
yeah, the
yeah.
math is going. Like it's happening.
It's improvisational, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like, runs can obviously entail a lot, but we also have a question from Sharky218. Is loot going to be just weapons, or is there going to be more for people to go after while they're out there in Tau Ceti?
There's a ton of loot.
There's a ton of
loot.
loot,
Yeah, there's implants,
If they
there's
said it
cores, there's
in
equipment,
this trailer.
there's
Come on, brother.
consumables. Yeah,
Talk about grenades.
yeah.
There's
There's
upgrades,
grenades.
boomboards, everything.
We have a bunch of different types of grenades in the game as well that you can loot in the world. We have valuables. We have backpacks.
Yeah.
Attachments, weapons, materials, keys.
And there's a bunch of stuff too that we're just we call valuables, but like there's times when you're running low on money and you're like, I just need to do a valuables run right now and I need to pick up these things and get my money, into my space bank. So
Space Bank, yeah.
That actually is a good segue from, and I'm not making this name up, Ballin' Hobo asks, what do I do with the loot when I extract? Like, why does it matter in the long run?
Yeah, there's a variety of reasons. So a lot of it was related to sort of our factions and contract system. But if you want to talk a little bit
That's
about
the one thing I always like wonder with extraction. Like,
we've
what
got
is the
this
end
entire
goal? 'Cause,
system
like,
we call factions. You're doing contracts.
Does it
They're like missions, and you
matter?
are being greeted originally by a AI representative.
Well, you
because
can't
you are a
make
mercenary.
yourself,
You,
like,
don't really have
stronger
allegiance to
inherently,
anyone.
like,
They are going
permanently
to pay
stronger.
you to do these jobs, and so they'll give you these missions to do. And as you're doing these missions, like Andrew said, sometimes you'll run into danger. But the cool thing about, I think, a lot of the faction and the contract system is like you could complete the, download the agricultural survey from this one area on one of the zones, and you're doing the thing, and you've sort of done it. So even if you die, you've still made progress there, which I think is a really cool aspect of that feature. But then there's also this other meta layer where as you're working with the different factions, they allow you to upgrade yourself over time. And so you can increase your heat meter, you can increase your loot speed, things like that.
I was gonna say, you're trying to get as much loot as possible to meet the challenge of the world, right? Like essentially, different missions get harder over time, right? Which means you want to have more loot on you so you can survive longer, so just in general, be able to do fight all the different, hostile entities in the world, like get through there's a POI on a zone
be
that's
interesting if
heavily
there's, like, a
fortified by
late game
UESC
area,
and all of the different units that
kind
are
of
there,
where,
the
like,
snipers, the assault units, like you want to be able to
to
not
kind of
only
like
withstand that
differentiate
and
the
players. So there's a
if
lot
you're
of
like
reasons
just
why
starting out.
And honestly,
You
like
don't
a
wanna
lot
run
of the loot
into, like, someone
transits
that's
and
fully
things like
kitted out.
upgrades, that you utilize through the factions. But there's also an in-game store called the Black Market where you can use a lot of your currency and things like that to actually re-equip yourself if you go on a bad run, or to upgrade yourself if you need anything from that space. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons to get a lot of good loot out. I don't think I'm ever short of reasons to get loot out.
That just says something else about me, though. I'm just a loot goblin. So sometimes extraction shooters also can be seen as kind of hardcore and maybe tough to get into. What are some of the things that you guys are doing to make them easier to dive into?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that we could talk about. One is we are obviously investing, besides doing a little bit more onboarding in the front end so players can understand a little bit about what the nature of the game mode is. We're also doing a lot to make combat something that's a little bit more approachable, but also just equally as deep and have pretty wide things. But I think Andrew could talk about it,
Yeah, we want to make, this is like a Bungie shooter, right? We want to make sure it's approachable. We nail those fantasies. Every button press feels awesome, right? And so really trying to bring that kind of morph the Bungie action game into in the survival space where, again, everything kind of costs something, right? Getting shot, you're not going to have a limb system where your limb's broken or anything, but you will, guns do stopping power, right? Which they can knock you out of sprint, they can slow you down, right? Status effects are still in the game. And so if you are hit with a chem grenade, right, you're gonna be toxed, you can be immobilized, right, which really slows you down, you can be overheated. There's all these things, and that pushes you into using
overheat
consumables
bullets
and
are
making
going
sure
to
you
be
have an
broken.
answer for these things that happen.
Guaranteed.
So we're trying to make sure that you keep the depth of the survival game, but the approachability of the action game, right? And so that's how we're trying to marry that together. And in addition to that, if you have some bad runs, right, and you don't have a lot of, you see your loot kind of going down, we have the sponsored kits, it's kind of talking in the video earlier, where it's a package of gameplay items like weapons or equipment or maybe a shield or something or consumables. That's kind of the floor for what we think you can be really you can be capable in the environment and actually fight other players that actually are kitted out. So you're never feeling the goal is that you can always clutch even if you find somebody who's completed kitted out in really high-end gear, because that's your payday, right? That's the beauty of the moment of oh my God, I took this player and they have the best shield in the game. Hell yeah.
Yeah. hurts. I mean, obviously, gonna be a lot of good pointers for folks at home taking notes for when they get a chance to get into the alpha. But we'd be remiss if we also didn't mention how a big part of what we do here at Bungie is working alongside our community, which is why we've also had the chance since about 2022 to work with hundreds of different creators in our community as well, to go ahead and get some of their feedback. So to those of you out there that have joined us, thank you very much for your time and your opinions. They mean a lot. But no need to listen to me talk about it. We actually just last week had a bunch of folks in here to go ahead and play test the very same alpha build that some of you will have a chance to join in on as well. So I vote I go ahead and let you tell them about it in their own words.
You kind of feel the blood pumping.
Got him, got him, got him.
So like, were they like? My question would be like, are they required to say good things? Oh, yeah. Bro, we're
This is a new
tweaking.
world. This is a different take on an extraction shooter.
No! No, they got out!
It's game changing. It is literally game changing.
Yeah, they were paid. They were paid. 40 creators and press.
This is such an exciting
playtest.
time for us. You are the first group outside of Bungie to playtest our alpha build.
Representation. That's what I'm talking about. They got one black person in there. I'm so proud. Oh man, it's actually insane. Like how like
Look,
Daddy,
Daddy,
very,
up.
like-
Let's go. Okay.
everything looks like
I am
cartoonized.
ready and up. Whenever
It's probably
you
just gonna be
are.
like easier to get into just from that,
Sir.
from it like so realistic, so hardcore.
Some money at this time.
Quick read.
Oh, you looking around? See
Yeah, I'm
who's,
gonna see who we're gonna read with.
Alrighty. Bio research is right next to us. You want to do the intercepts?
Yeah.
You just want to grab that
Yeah,
real
I'm
quick?
Yeah, we can do that.
You want to get going?
Yep, Medro.
That should be a good one.
I'm guessing that's your heat system right there.
That is
I
not-
didn't actually. I've not been there yet.
Okay, so that's just like
Oh, okay.
pretty decent
there's-
movement.
Oh yeah.
So, for the gang, there is fall damage, and it is severe if you
There
drop.
is. I got a mod
a
earlier
It is
that
severe.
like drastically reduces it though. So there are ways to reduce it.
Okay, so you can bring like your own health
I
kits
may have
in.
just
You don't have to actually
explored
find them in the
my
match.
kneecap.
You dash right before you hit the ground.
I guess
you
that
don't-
makes sense,
It saves it.
Yeah.
I haven't played
Fall,
Tarkov, so
yeah.
I would not know.
Happens to the best of us.
It seems to move pretty fast when you spray. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, more AI inside the the little shrubbery compound over there.
A little bit more like futuristic, like graphic sites. Little bots. Yeah, those are bots.
Sorry. Excuse me, sorry.
You good? You good?
Okay, still heading to field maintenance.
Yep.
Oh, I got AI over here like 20 feet.
Oh my god. You shut up.
It looks so
in the middle or
serious,
going
dog.
AI with a snipe up above is looking at me.
I need some.
Yeah, the meme actually looks
That's fine.
pretty decent. It's not like your standard boots on the ground, which probably will be pretty nice to me. I'm more of a movement shooter kind of person
Oh, yeah,
than
yeah,
boots on the
yeah,
ground.
yeah,
Basic.
Down one.
Ooh, missed. Oop, that's a hit.
Down two.
Should actually looks kind of good.
Down. That's all of them.
Oh, do you have to finish them with the melee or something? Or maybe they just have like a decent amount of health on the ground. Time to kill doesn't look really slow. Looks like a decent time to kill.
They're just gonna beam us if we don't get rid of them.
So yeah, you have shield and health.
Yep. That's a purple.
Looks like your shield can be capped. You have to upgrade it to get more shields probably. So it doesn't take weight. It's a long kill at all actually. You know, you can be actually pretty
The
fast.
grenadiers, yeah. They're
So if you like damage someone behind cover, you have to actually push pretty fast.
What do you have on your little guy?
Oh, one of the guys you killed had just been weapons on him. Poor guy.
Oh, mechanics hit. That's what we need, right? We're just
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
just mechanical
Mechanics hit,
status effect.
I'm using it.
I wonder if you have like a weight limit of how much you can carry.
I'm inside with them. When you
encumbrance
have
system.
the gang skid, it doesn't take anything. You're just good. Yeah.
I'm guessing. I guess there's no
I'm
winning.
unlocking the box.
Just extracting.
Yeah, dropping in. Big ones too.
Assault Commander. Scout Commander.
They've got long shots in too.
Oh, you have like a lot of ammo. He has 1,000.
Yeah. That's gotta be. It's gotta be.
That's a crack.
There's a loot up there who's absolute.
I don't think I've seen too many abilities used.
Realized.
Oh, why did that heal seem like it took a long
They're
time?
on the
Actually?
balcony, like south 200.
Maybe heal shields faster than you heal health, maybe? Oh, he is like packed up. No way. Oh, that's so nasty. He has 1 HP.
Annihilated, dude.
He's like,
Oh
I actually won.
Yeah, I would say it's a self
Oh, yeah, there's a sniper. There's a sniper.
Freaking no!
Oh.
It's a Brian! Kill him, he's a fiend, dude.
Yeah, I guess that's like his first time seeing that.
Yeah, I see him. Don't underestimate this guy.
Oh my god, that's it.
And, that shield looks pretty strong, not gonna lie.
Ben,
I wonder how, I don't know how fast it makes you overheat. It might make you overheat fast. But running makes you heat up pretty decently. Probably have like 5 seconds, 6 seconds of running.
A unit is signaling for reinforcements.
Okay, the knock.
Hey, if you're in the air, does it not take
over
heat?
here, I don't see
Is it
anybody
pausing?
over there yet.
He's been quiet for an awful long time. I reckon he's gone to res. I see him. I see him.
Right there.
Oh, he got
Yeah.
wrecked.
Tell me if they res. That's a good. Yeah,
He rests on the string gets no, so it's limited. Assuming you can't res him at all.
A sniper.
Yeah, right on me, right on me. This player. I mean,
Oop.
very weak up there. I'm underneath.
Are they where we got down?
Retarder from behind is crazy. Oh my god.
Knocked one. Coming. Got one left.
Wasn't even close.
I get shot on the right side.
Oh, is one of their people back up? Okay, I guess there's like some kind of reboot man. I guess I just missed that. Was not paying attention.
Oh. There. You got eyes? Yeah, A1. Oh, is that him up there? Is that him up there?
Like, it looks pretty solid.
Upstairs inside? Yes, sorry, he was. Yeah, hear him. Or is that you, Sag?
Yeah, no, that shield is
No,
disgusting.
you said they were shooting something in here.
What did he just throw on him? Oh, explosive? Oh, that has to be NPC. Yeah.
I think they kind of built a ringer group, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
They built God Squad, you could say. I feel like we might be the God Squad.
That was good. That was a good run.
Flawless run.
We got knife some AI and grab some gunners.
We can go to field maintenance.
Yeah, a loot container key. Isn't there one of those around here?
Yeah, it's right here.
Is it like 18 people in a match, right? So I wonder how, like, if the map is actually small or how big the map is.
Where did I just hear that thought?
Oh, it's actually do like decent damage. Oh, wait. Did they start with no loot? Because other people.
Oh my
Ooh,
god. I'm
my
dead.
gosh, what did that dude just hit him with?
Yeah. Something's sucking me.
Stop sucking him!
Yo.
It's a purple shield.
Yeah, she only has pistol.
UESC reinforcement signal detected.
I found a purple
eyes.
enemy. I heavy knifed it 4 times and had to dump a full mag into it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, it might just be over. They might just be over.
Okay.
Wait, how did they res?
Yay! I don't want the conquest.
By this
LMG.
system.
I should take it, but I don't want it.
But here, take
Oh,
this.
long
Take
shot.
this.
I'm saved. What's the question marks again?
I'm so hungry.
Huh?
Oh, I
Better
need
on
this
the
to
map.
hurry up
Oh,
so
I
I can
think
make me
those
some
are the
chicken
first
wings.
layers, right?
I'll have to make me some chicken wings.
Like
Like the
this?
cash players?
I
Oh
don't
no,
know.
they gotta defrost. Oh,
Flares.
never mind. I'm just gonna go get 5 guys. Those 5 guys are so good. And I don't have any more buns.
One is broken.
And I don't have any more brown beef. Yeah, I'm really going to the store. Actually, nah, that would be faster. Really?
I'll get a purple shield. Like
See, it might be
knocked one.
faster for me to go to the store.
I knocked one.
I'm home. But by then, really how long? Because like if I go 5 guys, it takes about like 10 minutes to get the burger done. And the fries. So if you go to the store, right?
Found him.
You go in, you know exactly where the beef is in
Prepare
Walmart.
for increased hostile action.
Glitch
Where
is
do
moving.
people
Glitch
get
is
like
moving.
most of their meat from?
Behind, yeah, Glitch is behind you at the
Because I
moment.
always just go to Walmart.
White shield.
Or
White shield.
Aldi's.
Oh, she's scared.
Um,
She's scared.
I never DoorDash Aldi. I never
no.
DoorDash Aldi's meat, bro. Tell me why I get ground beef. Why is some of it
Very,
look like it's
very
partially
nice. I called it
cooked?
purple.
Yo, I don't know what happened, bro. That was diabolical. I don't know. The DoorDasher just gave me like the worst thing ever. But yeah, no.
Yeah, I want the frickin' purple.
Oh
With
my
the
God.
green on this.
Drive to the
Purple
store real quick.
shield. Who has that?
Go get like
Me.
some ground beef.
The big items, the big
Make a
drops, the
patty.
stuff that's like
Oh,
really
if
high
I can make me
value,
a
you're
juicy
like,
Lucy.
I have to get this out.
Bit of cheese
This
in
might
the
have been
middle.
Lucas or Void or Glitch. If I've got a better aim, I'm going to win. There's no other extraction shooter like that where I could have that kind of gameplay.
When people find out about some of the secrets and stuff, they are going to
Charcoal
lose
does
their
look like
mind.
whoever shoots first wins.
Playing so far.
It seems like
has
it has
just
like a
been
little bit more time.
refreshing, I'd like to say. Everything felt really locked in.
This being sort of the next full Bungie experience is an exciting moment.
The game is inherently fun. I just want to play more.
I just want to play more. Well, it's kind of like any game that you like play for like a little bit of time. And like have like any viable interest in.
All right, so obviously having those creators in was a whole lot of fun. Getting to work with both creators and players alike has been a privilege. It's been a great time getting to set that up. And of course, I promise I'm not saying this just because I work on the social media team here, but if you head over to our YouTube channel, we have a full 20-minute version of that. So youtube.com @MarathonTheGame is where to find us. Also same with all of our other socials as long as I'm at it. But Lars, obviously again, like we talked about before that video, we're familiar with working with our community really closely, but have we ever done it this early or at
How
this scale
comfortable
before?
are those chairs?
So I've been at Bungie for a while now, since the Halo 3 days, and I think the thing,
How long ago
even
was
since
that?
my time, we've been really good about is working with players,
What,
working
like-
with the community. It's something we take pride in.
Really?
And on this
10
game
or
in
more years?
particular, yeah, we brought people
I have
in,
no idea. I've
players
never played
in
Halo
much
except
earlier
for
into
Halo
the
Reach.
process than I think we ever
Or, like,
have
my
before. And
cousin's
it's
Xbox.
given us
Does it have
really good
PlayStation?
insight. You know, we tell them when they show up, be brutally honest, because that's how we learn. That's how we understand what needs to change, what needs to get better. And I think it's been really great.
That's been a ton of fun. I mean, even again, like these folks were all here last week. You guys were in there with them. Some of you playing as well. What was it like?
Oh, it was super exciting. Yeah, I mean, like when you have a lot of there was a combination of players who we've been engaging with for a long time, and some players who were brand new, and it was great to see sort of like the mix of the both. Especially when you got to some higher level skilled players who just joined in and immediately got it and started destroying everybody, like like Tens and Lupo was in there, and but yeah. Yeah, you had some pretty awesome moments, didn't you?
Yeah, so it was pretty amazing to jump in, and I'm gonna throw Nick under the bus for a moment here. Like, apparently he was on the team with Brian and Jeff Keighley, and they were not having success. Y'all were like destroying them,
Clearly
the
Nick was the
creators.
problem,
And, yeah, it's probably
I
your
agree,
team that
Nick
was
is the
destroying them. So I was brought in as like a hired gun to help get Jeff through, and
Thank you.
I did my job.
Mission accomplished, Lars. Yeah.
Something that he's used to, obviously. Also, though, you were saying you were observing a little bit as well, maybe not playing quite as much. What was it like,
I'm
from
really
your
curious about what
perspective,
that
getting to see all these folks jump in and play the game for the first time, some of them?
I mean, it was
Right,
awesome.
it has to be
It's awesome,
early
like playing the
testing.
game for so long, right? And seeing
It
other
has
people
to
play
be.
the game is just a great feeling, right? For like the whole team. You get to see things that you designed
How
for
long is this gonna
happen
be? 'Cause
in,
almost
in real life, right? You see
rounding out on an
people who
hour.
are like being hunted by other players that take refuge by like where a heavily fortified area, and watching the UESC equalize a little bit. Moments like that was great. There was another fight that was like it looked so fun, but also hilarious, but also like really like it was like a great time, but also really tense. There was two crews that were fighting under the Dire Marsh map. There's a bunch of tunnels and stuff like that, and they were fighting in the tunnels. And the fight was literally like almost 1-by-1s, like 3 and 3, like constantly moving towards each other and fighting in the hallway. The person in the front dropping meds for people in the back and changing positions. And that fight went into like little vents as well.
Let's
So
be
it was
real.
like this it was this hilarious chase that was
Let's
like
be real,
it was
man.
super tense because you didn't know exactly whether you were going to get third party, and they were just the volume in the room kept on going up from those two crews because they were just like, when are they going to get flanked? There's another vent right there that could pop up from there, and they were shooting vents just like out of just pure paranoia. It was awesome to watch.
It's a good balance to strike, obviously, yeah. And you, again, we were mentioning you got to play. Were there any other creators you got to dive in with?
Oh yeah, I was on a team with Valkyrie and Katamina, and we had a lot of fun. There was like a couple moments where we bunkered down underneath a greenhouse in the tunnels underneath. Tunnels are dangerous, and they were fun. But we basically created like a little claymore nest down there, and so we were baiting them down into it. And yeah, it was pretty successful. I'm
actually
telling you,
crazy.
the claymore strats are good. Yeah. Don't sleep on claymores. They're
Pretty
good.
solid.
Yeah.
Lars is like, I know.
Yeah.
I think he's a
So even in addition to these creators, the legacy of Marathon's community goes so long goes so far rather. As someone who's played a lot of Aleph 1 in the past as well myself, back on my Titanium G4 PowerBook so long ago, bringing in the Aleph 1 team was really, really exciting. You guys got a chance to work with them as well, isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's super exciting to sort of connect to the heritage of Marathon, right? Like to keep that alive as we're sort of building this new world. And so working with the Aleph 1 team has been really awesome with the Marathon Classic on Steam is the release that they had, as well as the Marathon Classic 2, I think, is on Steam as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, both of those, it's like sort of connecting the threads, if that makes sense, Sort of remembering the past as we're sort of building this new,
What is Marathon
well, re-envisioning in a lot of ways of what Marathon is.
Yeah. Actually, kind of on this topic as well about the dangers of the world, we do have a question from Twitch chat. Are there dangerous PvE encounters? Obviously, you've mentioned that the UESC is out there, and you should underestimate them at your own peril. But can you tell us a little bit more about maybe some of those emergent threats that await players?
Yeah, absolutely. There's the UESC security units that are out there. There's a bunch of different types that do different things. So watch out for them. We also have ticks, which are these wonderful, surprising, explodey fauna. They run at you. They run at you, explode on you, and you have to shoot the nests actually to get rid of them essentially. Otherwise, they'll keep coming.
Doom clone.
And there's a bunch of hazards and stuff that are like going to be on the map as well. Like we have a bunch of like tox rooms and all kinds of surprises that await players. And in the alpha there's a few, but
what's
we got
the
a lot.
scariest UESC unit to you?
The scariest unit? The Ghost Commander for me, for sure. The Ghost Commander, their ability is like they go into active camo and they actually have clone. They have a bunch of like clones that go out there, so you think you're not sure which one to shoot, and then by the time you recognize which one is actually the real one, right? It's like it may be over for you, but that's one. The sniper, also love the sniper as well. We really want to have these prolonged sniper fights that are really great against the UESC, and if you manage to really push them and they notice you're pushing, they'll punish you for that too. So, definitely be careful of these units. Tread carefully.
Not to be trifled with, right?
And the recruits, honestly, they have this rush down that they do. If you're not too careful in knowing where they're going to be flanking you and rushing you down from, we're purposely making them these formidable foes that you can't get treasure out of the world easily, and they're guarding it, and they're doing a pretty damn good job.
And you can't ignore them either. Once they're on your set, you kind of got to figure out a way.
Yes. Exactly.
Also, too, we've got another question from, I believe, Shebsky. Can a team be composed of any number of runner types, like 3 Blackbirds, for example?
Absolutely.
Literally saw it
There's
in
no
the
restriction
Sun
on how
Valley. Literally said no
you assemble
restriction.
your crew. You can all play the same. You can create a meme comp if you want. Or you can diversify a little bit, and sort of try to use each other's utilities. But we've seen them all. It's been really cool to see kind of the different combinations we've seen. Yeah.
But you may never know, like those 3 different players that are playing Blackbird, they may have very different builds and what they're gearing towards in Blackbird, right? Like they may be some of them, like one of them may actually have implants that allow them to go in active camo. That's not a specific thing for a runner, so we're purposely trying to make it so that you can diversify.
I did see the shield wall comp, which is basically 3 locusts in the playtest from last week.
That sounds so.
So again, obviously, it's been so much fun to hear you guys even talking about this game and the experiences you've had. You've been building a world that's really ripe for players to tell their own stories in. Again, with the closed alpha on the way on April 23rd, as players finally get a chance, some of them to jump in. What are some of the stories you're most excited for them to get to dive in and maybe tell themselves?
So many. I mean, there's so many different stories that I think are that we're looking forward to seeing happen, especially ones that we've never even seen before. But getting onto the planet, honestly, just trying to survive amongst all of the different threats that exist there. The dying, When our trail says death, it's death. There's a lot of death in the game. The learning from it, the challenging yourself, the getting back up and trying to do something new. It's gonna be exciting. I'm sure there's plenty of other things.
I'm curious, Mr. Cross. What are you expecting?
I mean, I'm had the fortune to launch Destiny and now Marathon. It's always amazing to put something out into the world that you've been working on, sort of in a bubble for 6 years or something like that, and have the players experience the visual world for the first time is amazing.
Holy cow.
Introducing the IP into the world, sort of beyond the game, and sort of the culture it creates. Always excited to see
probably a little bit more of a more comprehensive
tell us what the game is and what the metas are
complex,
and what the IP is, and so that exchange is.
Smite has been cooking for 2 years.
Check out the Discord; it's getting wild in there right now.
It's been cooking for 1 year, and
how about you?
then
Anything
they revealed it after a year.
I'm just really excited for folks to discover the
And they
content
had
and play
small
with
dev
it
team.
in
It wasn't
interesting
even
ways.
a big dev
We've
team
been
on
making
it.
this meal for a bit. It's just time to see folks
Yeah,
play.
that just
We've
shows
been making the
how
sandbox
crazy
for a
it
bit.
is for
We've
people to
been
be like.
working together on all the
They
activities
should
and
have
everything in the world,
started
right?
earlier.
It's just gonna be exciting to see
100% agree on that.
people react to it organically.
But for them to start
and
6
learn from
years
it.
earlier,
I'm
or even
also
3 years, they
curious
probably
to
really
see
need
which runner
3
will
years
be the
earlier.
crowd favorite.
That would have been during season 7.
I have
And I
theories.
want to say that's when they released
you have many theories.
the latest map for Smite.
Well, chat, Discord, let us
Or
know.
not the
We'd love to hear
latest
what you guys
map,
are
but like
thinking.
the map after season 5.
But that brings us to
I guess
just
my bad,
about the
season 5
conclusion of what's been a very
was-
action-packed
so
show.
season
So
6,
for
I
starters,
think, was on
guys,
a
thanks so much for
new
being here
map.
today. We really appreciate it.
But
Thank you so much, and thank you everybody out there. Our team is literally sitting behind these cameras here, and they're amazing.
I want to say
you should give
Gilgamesh
yourselves
2
a
maybe.
hand, for putting together.
That's just one like a lot of if Smite was still on the rise. Yeah, I think that was probably during COVID too.
Also, there's
Or at least after COVID, so
there's
their
an immense
player
amount of
numbers are
staff
still
here
doing
that
good,
has
so there'll be
been
no reason
super
for
gracious
Smite
and
to.
kind to come and help work with us on this. So
Just
wanna
straight
make
people
sure
were like, yeah,
all of
you should start this
let's
earlier.
give you a hand too. You've been doing an amazing job.
I feel like it wasn't even a thought in their mind probably even. Because I don't think UE5 was out by then, right?
That's right. So again, as we noted at the top of the show, coming up at the very, very end, we've got a very special surprise. So go ahead and do yourself a favor and stick around all the way through till the end. But again, a huge thanks, Joe Ziegler, Joe Cross, Andrew Witz, and Lars Bakken. Thank you all for being here today.
really cool.
And of course,
really
again,
lame.
to echo Ziegler, thank you so much to the entire dev team here at Bungie. Thank you so much for being here today. Whether you're
Are they gonna
here
take a
with us in
5?
person or
Take
you're
a
at
5.
home,
I need a 5.
it's your contributions that make Marathon possible. So truly, thank you. It's honestly humbling to be
I
here
need a
today.
5.
And again, of course, the crew here, thank you all so much for all of your hard work. It's been incredible seeing this stage come up so much, or so quickly rather. So
How much
thank
is
you
it?
so much. It's been a gargantuan effort.
People
That's all
dash
thanks to your efforts.
I don't really feel like
And
driving.
most importantly, again, to all of you fine folks out there for joining us today. It's such a privilege for us to get the opportunity to share what we've been working on, and it matters most when you
If
show
you
up
get
and
like a
join us. We know you have busy
medium fry or
days,
the regular
and we're
fry.
thankful to be a part of it. So thank you for joining us here on this Saturday morning. And of course,
Well, see, the regular
we
fry
got
is
something
too
fun at
much
the
for
end.
one
Make sure you
person.
stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating
We heard you.
Scarrow and
We
Mr.
heard you
Waffle
say stick
Waffles,
around. We heard you.
Milo,
You don't
out
gotta say it
there
10 times.
here just after the show ends. So go ahead and tell them we said hello when you get a chance to drop into their chat. But as has become kind of a tradition here at Bungie with our streams, we've saved just one more special thing here for you at the end. Now, we've told you a lot about the game so far, but we haven't had a chance to really touch on the narrative just yet, and we're really excited to build a story that's innovative in the extraction shooter space, both in and out of the game, and we'd love to show you a glimpse of that now. So we've had the opportunity to partner with Academy and Emmy Award-winning director Alberto Mielgo to go ahead and show you just a bit of a snapshot of what life is like on Tau Ceti. So we hope you enjoy, but in the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see y'all Starside.
Already looks nice. What is that? Is that like a... Isn't this a spaceship or something? It don't look so like realistic. Because it is, maybe? I don't know. Huh. How do you get that big neck and like the tiniest head? So big. Oh. GG's. That just looks so dystopic. Got the bubble guts. Got the bubble guts. Guts are bubbling. Bloop bloop. Bloop bloop. Okay. Yo. Oh. Oh. I guess it's a parasite. Nah, parasite ain't blowing up your brain. That's crazy. Human body? Oh, I guess they're being remade into robots.
I met a traveler from an antique land who said, two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that it sought to well those passions red which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, the eyes that mocked them, and the heart that fed.
Looks sad. They all look so sad. Yeah.
Welcome once again.
Rough, I guess.
How's the new shell feeling? I mean, it feels.
Guess those are different glitches.
Like $1 trillion. Like $1 trillion. Sakaguchi Genetics sent a reminder. Your shell repayment is coming up and will be charged against your line of credit.
Yeah, I know. Do you mind if we skip the formalities this time? Got a big contract waiting down there. So.
What's she saying?
Let's proceed with your grounding exercise. Are you familiar with this item?
Oh my gosh.
That's my lucky charm. Yeah. Supposed to be my lucky charm.
My lucky charms. My lucky charms, mate. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. I might want to, not be behind this shield that can break. That'd be kind of hard if you could do that. I'm not gonna lie, that'll be it. No, it's about to blow. Yeah.
Can you identify her?
So I gotta get out.
Yeah, that's my mom. That's your mom.
Now, consider this. Do you recognize this child?
Who are you? I don't know.
It's you.
What? Really?
Yeah, they don't even recognize their own self anymore. Oh, this world is crazy.
Worth anything?
I don't know, but I like it.
I don't know.
Speaks to me.
Let me listen.
Is that Blackbird or is that Ghost? I don't know why I thought Ghost was a girl.
Do you ever wonder what happened to these people?
It's not my business.
And this music is. You'll have a tough time finding a buyer.
Good. It's not for sale. Give it to me.
Oh, damn. Oh, boy. They did. They were ruthless. Oh, bye-bye. I'm so confused. Does he have like this undying love for music? Damn. Now the betrayal is crazy. Music's kind of a vibe though. I can't lie. Kind of a vibe. Holy shit. Oh, he's gonna save her. Or maybe she's just dead. Dead. Damn. This world is ruthless. My boy just wanted the music.
And on the pedestal, these words appear.
I feel like that can't be a efficient way of listening to music.
King of kings, look on my
Like,
works, ye
you would
mighty,
think, like,
and
you could
despair.
just send it to someone.
Nothing
And it's
beside
crazy
me,
that he only
nothing
cared about
beside
music that much.
round the decay of that colossal wreck.
Listen to what he loved.
Boundless and bare, the lone and level sand stretch far away.
Yeah, this is a long ass cinematic. How much did it cost? This had to be like $100,000 just to make. Damn.
Do you recognize this child?
I don't know. Is that me?
What's it? Is that me? Alright, cool. Did not care. That's a weird way to do credits. I guess it's a more efficient way to do credits. Because I guess that part of your monitor is longer. Most people don't have their monitor vertical when watching things. Thank you for watching. Was that a special thing at the end, I'm guessing? We'll see what chat says. Peak. It was very peak. Cannot lie. Oh! Destiny 3 win is crazy. Well, it's everything. That was pretty good. That was not about worth it, but it was chill. Alright. I'm gonna go now. I guess that's what the special was.